Hello everyone, this is Just a Dad. Today I'm going to show you how to make an iced vanilla latte with the Starbucks Verismo. Now this is the kefee. This is the older version that Starbucks sells, but you've got to use the Starbucks Verismo pods. And we're going to use a brewed pod. Now the espresso pods only run about 2 ounces through them, but we're going to do the brew, which is like a cup of coffee. That's going to run about 7 to 8 ounces through this coffee pod. So I've got my cup full of ice. So I've got the Verismo frother here. Now it only does 4 ounces of milk, but we can froth it cold. So let's fill it up to the max line. Okay, there we go. We got it filled up to the max line. I'm going to set it on here. Now, in order to froth it cold, we've got to hold this button for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. See how it turned blue? Normally, when you press it one time, it's red. That means it's heating up the milk. This is not going to heat the milk up. I'm gonna wait for the froth to get done. We'll pour the froth in here, and then we'll brew our. And this has a button here. It's called the milk button, and that's what we're going to use. It's going to run about 5 ounces through this coffee pod, whereas the normal brew button runs about 7 to 8 ounces through. We need it to be a little more concentrated because it has ice. The ice is going to melt and kind of water it down, so that's why we run 5 ounces through this coffee Verismo pod. Again, I've got my ice. You can add, now some people don't add syrups. I like syrups. So for me, I'm going to use vanilla. I like about 2 tablespoons. So 1, 2. There, we've got our syrup in there ready to go. Now I use 2%, but that frother, you can use soy milk, whole milk, skim milk, almond milk. It does a really good job with all kinds of milks. And in under 2 minutes, this will be done. The light, you can hardly hear it frothing, but the light goes out and then it's time to pour it out. Okay, so the light went out. We've got a really nice, rich, creamy. Now I'm going to put it underneath here. We've got to get our pod. We're going to lift the handle. We're just going to set it in there. Close the handle. And then we hit this milk button. I've got plenty of water in the reservoir. And it starts brewing almost immediately. And I might have added just a little bit too much froth. And it's going to overflow just a little bit. Yeah. So that's the problem with this machine is I need just a little bit bigger glass. And it's hard. You can't take this tray out and put your glass in. You know, I guess I could have maybe taken this out. I'll try to take this metal plate out and see if I can get a bigger glass in there. So you can take the metal grate out, and you could put a glass there. But still, the glasses I have, so the next size bigger than this. So this one is about 5 3/4. So I can only get about a 6.5 in there, and the one I got is 7. So brewing your shot into your glass to get that cool effect, you're probably not going to be able to do. So let's do it a little different way. Okay, so I'm going to brew the coffee into this. I've got a bigger glass with a little bit more ice in it. I've got my milk. I'm going to refroth my milk. So there, we're going to let that froth. I'll pour the milk into here, and then I can do my shot. But first, let's add our syrups. So after you've done this a while, you kind of... So there's 1 tablespoon. There's another. And since we're doing it, I can get my Verismo brewed pod. Make sure it says brewed, because this has more coffee in it. We're going to come up here, lift the lever. The old one drops down in. And we're going to put this one in, close it, and again we use this milk button, they call it. So it brews it at a little bit, about 10 degrees cooler, and again a little more concentrated. So right now that is being brewed at 150, yeah. Normally it's around 165. So that is pretty cool. So I'm not an expert at this, so do we put the milk in first and then the coffee, or do we put the coffee in and the milk? I like when I put the milk in first. I think it looks just a little bit cooler. So there's the nice creamy milk with a lot of foam. Now I've got this is my really concentrated coffee. It's still kind of hot. That's why you got to add a lot of ice. And there you go. That worked out a lot better this time. I can use a little bit bigger glass. And you know, if you got a travel mug or travel, I'm just using these nice glasses because I like the looks of it. They do make some pretty neat drinks. There's all your foam, there's your coffee, and you still got some syrup down there. And you don't have to add syrup, but then there's your milk. So the machine works really well. This is a really good tasting drink. It's unfortunate you can't brew the coffee right into a bigger glass. That is kind of the limiting factor of this. But you can get around that by just using another glass and pouring it in. I'm doing several different videos on this machine. I'm using Starbucks Verismo pods and making espresso drinks, lattes, and cappuccinos. So if you could, check out my YouTube channel and like and subscribe, and thank you for watching.